Welcome back to the Old Soul Millennial channel. In today's video, I'm going to provide an unboxing and initial review of this Hisense 4,500 square foot large room 50 pint dehumidifier. Before we get into the unboxing portion of this video, just want to give you a little backstory. I have not had the best luck with dehumidifiers as of late. About 2.5 years ago, I purchased a GE Adel 45 dehumidifier, and this is what's left of that dehumidifier. So what happened with that dehumidifier? Well, I went to plug it in for the season, heard the fan motor kick on, the compressor didn't kick on. Being the mechanical person that I am, brought it up on the workbench, pulled apart the electrical panel, discovered that it had a burnt out diode. So I soldered on a new diode. Sure enough, the compressor came back on. I thought, yeah, I finally pulled one over on one of these companies that's looking to force us into buying new dehumidifier every 2 years. Well, that's all good and well. However, discovered that it leaked all its gas out into the house. There was no refrigerant in the lines. And here's the culprit right here. Paper thin refrigerant lines. And it's just all corroded, so I was probably inhaling that gas while I was sleeping. Anyway, after that GE unit went out, I decided to purchase a unit from Amazon. It was like 180 bucks. It was made by LeBaire, advertised as a 4,500 square foot unit. Thought, all right, I'll give that a shot. So I bought that, brought it in, set it up in the basement, even filmed a video about that, but I'm not gonna post that video. Absolute garbage. These companies on Amazon now are just advertising that their units can handle such a large area when that's simply not the case. The size of that LeBaire unit is only like maybe this big, as where a true 4,500 square foot unit is going to be much larger, right? So just be careful what you buy out there. Anyway, let's start unboxing this Hisense unit and see if it's any good. Now, is this unit going to last? I really don't know, but I can keep you updated in the comment section as to how well this unit does over time. Now let's quickly go over the features of this unit. So they advertise that it can handle up to 4,500 square feet, water capacity, 50 pins, quiet operation, slide out bucket, removable washable filter in the back, which I'll show you here in a minute, and minimum operating temperature down to 38 degrees. So that's pretty good. Now let's pull out the bucket. So here's your 50 pin bucket. There's a little handle right here. If you need to dump this manually, you do have that option. Now there is no water pump with this unit. However, one of the main reasons I purchased this unit is because if you turn the unit to the side, open this little hatch right here, there's a hookup for a garden hose. You can connect a conventional garden hose to the side of this unit and have the water that this unit collects expelled through that garden hose. In my case, I have a garden hose that is funneled down through my sump pump lid, so that way I never have to empty out this bucket. And if you do have that option, I highly recommend it. So let's turn the unit around, take a look at the cleanable filter in the back. Now, I do like this filter. Looks like a mesh filter. It's probably plastic. I don't believe it's metal, but if this ever gets dirty or clogged, you would simply pop it out. You can take it upstairs, wash it in a sink, wash it outside with a hose, whatever you got to do. And it locks in the bottom. You just pop it right back in. Let's take a quick look at this manufacturer's plate on the back. So the model number is a dh7021k1w. Removes up to 50 pins a day. Power source 115 volts. Current 7.2 amps. Refrigerant R32. Made in China. It is UL listed, and they claim that this is an Energy Star unit, and that is also clearly advertised on the front of the box. And there are also swivel casters on the bottom of this unit, so once you move it down in the basement or wherever you got to move it to, then you can just roll it around, get it into position, so that is a nice little touch there. Now I have this unit on the floor and it's plugged in. Before we turn it on and kind of judge how loud this unit is, let's talk about the controls. Timer, mode, power, clean filter, fan, and your plus and minus buttons, obviously. So first, let's talk about the timer. So the timer allows you to have this unit shut off automatically after a certain period of time after you turn this unit on. And where that may be useful, if you're looking to only have this unit on at night when your electric rates are typically lower, like in my area, we get charged peak electrical rates during the middle of the day. So if you only want to run this thing at night, you would have to manually turn this on and then set the timer to shut this unit off after a certain period of time. With the timer, you can control this unit shutting off between 30 minutes to 24 hours after the unit is turned on. So that's a nice little feature. Also, we have 3 different modes. We have an auto dry, continuous, and manual set. So let me read from the manual here. Auto dry, the dehumidifier will operate in dry mode only. Fan speed is set automatically. The desired humidity is set to 50 automatically. Now let's talk about continuous. Continuous, the dehumidifier will operate continuously. The fan speed can be adjusted. The desired humidity cannot be adjusted, so this unit will just run non-stop. And finally, we have the manual set. So with the manual set, the dehumidifier will operate at the selected fan speed to the set humidity level. If the humidity level of the room is higher than the desired humidity setting, the compressor will turn on. If the humidity level of the room is lower than the desired humidity setting, the compressor will turn off, as well as the fan. So that is nice. I do want to mention that mold will typically grow when the humidity is above 60%. So in my case, I'm probably just going to set this unit on auto dry and just let it be on all the time, and it'll automatically shut off when it doesn't need to come on. Obviously, we have the power button. We also have a clean filter indicator, so if the filter on the back is getting clogged, that light will illuminate, indicating to you, the operator, that hey, you got to clean that filter in the back. And of course, we have our fan adjustments, so low, high, and auto, and also an empty bucket light right here. And then if we are operating this unit with the manual set, we can adjust the humidity setting on the screen, as well as I believe that is also how you would adjust the timer, because we have on the upper part RH percentage, and on the bottom portion H, which I believe H would be hours. All right, so it's time to turn this unit on. So I downloaded a free decibel meter. And as you can see, when I speak directly into the camera, you know, we're hitting decibels of maybe upwards of 71. And when I don't say anything at all, the ambient sound level is around 35. Yeah, right at 35. So let's turn this unit on. I'm going to turn it on to continuous, and we will see how loud this unit is. Now obviously, if I move the phone in front of the airflow, I'd imagine it's going to get louder. So I mean, directly in the airflow, you're looking at 100 maybe. But in front of the machine, pretty good, 65, 68. So how loud is this unit? Well, it's probably just about as loud as somebody having a normal conversation. Now I'm going to shut this unit off. I'm going to set it up in the basement, and I'll check back in with you when we get down there. Alright, I have the unit in the basement. What I'm going to do now is attach the garden hose to this side port. So I'm going to open up the fill bucket, grab my garden hose, insert it into this port, and reaching my hand into the bucket area. I'm just going to thread this garden hose on. Ensure that's good and tight. Now I'm going to reinstall the bucket. And just ensure my garden hose is going into my sump. And I believe it's also important that the garden hose is sloped. You don't want to have a high spot, because that could potentially create a trap, and that could affect water flow. So you want a nice continuous downward slope into the sump. Now let's turn this unit on to continuous and let it go to work. Now the big question, how long is this unit going to last? Really can't say. If I had to put money on it, it'll probably last about 2.5 years. I will just have to keep you guys updated in the comment section down below as to how long this unit lasts and how well it actually performs. Anyway, I'd like to thank you for watching. As always, I will catch you on the next one.